What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Full 90. It is time for Bundesliga Week 17 predictions. Now, as you can tell on the channel, the videos are coming thick and fast. Now, because of my regular scheduled video of the Premier League tomorrow, I'm actually having to upload this video on a Sunday. And because I don't usually record on the weekends, I'm having to record this before the Bundesliga Week 16 fixtures have taken place. So I don't know how the round of 16 went, but this is round 17 predictions today in the Bundesliga. So make sure you drop a like, subscribe down below so you don't miss anything Serie A, Bundesliga, La Liga, Premier League or Champions League related. And of course, flashing up on the screen are all of the people that are supporting me over on the Full 90 Patreon. You can get exclusive members tips, accumulators, access to the group chat. You can message me directly over there as well, because for the last 15 years you haven't been able to message people directly on YouTube. I think it's been more like 10, 11 years, but still. So if you want to contact me, you can do that. Everyone that is over there supporting me helps me make these videos so regularly, so frequently, and I'm glad you've been enjoying them. I just uploaded the previous Bundesliga video last night at the time of recording, and you all seem to really enjoy it and appreciate it. So we are back with more Bundesliga, so let's get started. And the first one, the pick, the value, I absolutely love. Also, as I said, of course, the Premier League will be back tomorrow. That'll be the usual format with the fancy graphics. It won't be on Super Brew, but for the European leagues, we do it here over on Super Brew. We're kicking off with Holstein Kiel up against Borussia Dortmund, and Kiel have never beaten Dortmund to my knowledge, and I don't even think they've ever even scored a goal against them. I think they've played 3 times recently at least, and Dortmund have won 2-0 quite convincingly, all of them, at least 3. I think it's been 3-0, 4-0, 5-0. It's been absolutely insane, and Dortmund to win at 1.44, excellent for an accumulator. But I'm not going to delay any further. Kiel are bad, Dortmund are good. It's simple. And I'm going to go 3-0 to Dortmund. The tip, Borussia Dortmund at -1 handicap is 2.1. They've covered that handicap in every game they've played against them. You could go Dortmund win to 0, but they could score a goal, Kiel. But I think Dortmund score at least 3. But they only need to win by 2 goals here. 3-0 to Borussia Dortmund. I love that pick. I love that. That is what we're going with. After this is Bayern Leverkusen up against Mainz. Now, Mainz currently in 5th place. I did predict that they will win last week in their game. Who was it against? It's going to be against Bochum. You will know the result, but Bochum, they're bottom of the league. I think they'll win. So that'll put Munch on 28 points. By Leverkusen, I did predict they would get a draw against Borussia Dortmund, which I think is going to be a super entertaining game. I think they bounce back with a win here. I'm going to say 3-1 to Bayer Leverkusen. The odds here, I mean, Leverkusen Dortmund, odds will be about evens. It's pretty good, I would say, just for a winner's double. But here I'm going Bayer Leverkusen and both teams to score at 2.87. Mainz have been really good this season, as you can tell. So I think they can get a goal. But surely Bayer Leverkusen at home win this game, chasing down Bayern Munich. The title race is still on. So I think Leverkusen get the win here. And if you want to do a little double of Bayer Leverkusen and both teams to score and Borussia Dortmund -1 handicap, you get about odds of about 6, which is just mental for 2 picks that I just think are so likely to come in. So get an eye on that. I really like the picks there. And it doesn't stop here. We move on to Eintracht Frankfurt up against Freiburg. Now, Freiburg, they're doing pretty well. They're currently before round of 16 fixtures. They're only 3 points behind Frankfurt. So if results go their way and they win and Frankfurt don't win, they can really catch up. I do think Freiburg will have won in the previous game week. Again, it's against Kiel. And I do think Frankfurt will have won in the previous game week against St Pauli, bouncing back from a couple of losses, Mainz and RB Leipzig. Not easy fixtures, but Eintracht Frankfurt against Freiburg. I think this one's going to be pretty close. I'm going to shade it 2-1 to Eintracht Frankfurt. I love what they've been doing this season in both Bundesliga and in Europe. I just think they're going to beat Freiburg here, and I think Eintracht Frankfurt to win at 1.72 is good enough. If you're feeling really brave, you could go Eintracht Frankfurt to win and both teams to score and double that up with Bayer Leverkusen and both teams to score. I absolutely love the Bundesliga for a result and both teams to score. It's the most likely league to have a result and both teams to score, and I think it doesn't stop there. I think there's more value to be had later down the line. If I just add these up quickly, this is how many goals I've got for. There's 9 games, obviously, this game week for the Bundesliga, and I have got 3, 7, 10, 14, 16, 22, 24, 33 goals from these 9 games, averaging nearly 4 goals a game in my predictions for this week. It's Bundesliga, it's high scoring, I love it. We move on to Wolfsburg up against Borussia Monchengladbach. Very similar sort of seasons, similar sort of level as a team. Wolfsburg, 2 losses on the bounce. We look here, Dortmund and Freiburg. Freiburg in good form, and Gladbach beat Hoffenheim and Kiel, you'd expect. But Hoffenheim, even though they're quite low in the league, they are better than 15th. They should not be that close to the relegation zone, but it is what it is. Wolfsburg, Borussia Mönchengladbach. I think there's going to be an absolute firecracker. The tip is going to be both teams to score and over 2.5 goals, and the score prediction is going to be 2-2. I think this one is going to be very, very exciting. After this, not so much. It's Bochum up against St Pauli. I have no idea how to predict this one. I have no idea. Bottom of the league, 6 points from 15 games against St Pauli, who are a better side, but away from home, they're not much better. Bochum, the slight favourites. I'm going to say a 1-1 draw. I'm tempted to tip draw at about 3.3, but I'm just going to say both teams to score at 1.7. It's always fairly safe because if it is going to be a draw, it's not going to be 0-0, right? So if it is a draw, both teams will score. So there's a little rhyme for you. I think both teams to score at 1.7. Moving on, it's Bayern Munich up against TSG Hoffenheim. This is going to be an absolute belter. I think Bayern I think they blow them away here, to be honest. So I'm going to go 5-1. It could be 5-2. It could be something like that. Bottom line is, I think both teams will score. And if you look at the odds here, Bayern Munich to win at 1.1, abysmal. Bayern Munich to win and both teams to score would be above evens. So by all means, look at that. But I've actually tipped over 4.5 goals at 2.3. So it could be 5-0. It could be a random little 3-3 draw. You never know. Hoffenheim could win. I don't know, but I just think there'll be a lot of goals. Again, you could look at Bayern Munich and both teams to score, but I don't think the odds will be as good as over 4.5 goals. Yeah, I've just pulled the odds up here, and as you can see, Bayern Munich to win and both teams to score is 2.2. So lower odds than over 4.5 goals, which as you can see here are 2.3. After this, we have Union Berlin up against Augsburg. Teams that are very, very close in the league. Union Berlin 1 point ahead from an extra draw, but both winning 4 games this season. Union Berlin favourites at home. Augsburg, slightly better form, I guess, but I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. I'm going to go again for both teams to score because the odds of 1.95, I don't quite understand why they're that high, especially when you've got Union Berlin to win at 1.84. I don't think that Union Berlin to win is as likely as both teams to score, but the odds suggest. And obviously, if Union Berlin win to 0, then I'll eat my words. But I think both teams to score is more likely than a Union Berlin win. So I'm going to say both teams to score in a 1-1 draw. And speaking of both teams to score, we have Stuttgart up against RB Leipzig. This could be absolutely anything. This could be anything. This could be a 4-2 win to Stuttgart or a 6-1 win to Leipzig. And I'm not even exaggerating. It could be anything. Leipzig, right near the top of the table. Stuttgart, really not that far behind. I'm going for a blockbuster. 3-3. And the tip is going to be both teams to score on over 2.5 goals. It's 1.61 for obvious reasons. There's going to be so many goals. This game starts at 1-1 within the first 10 minutes for me. There's going to be a lot of goals. I think we'll go with 3-3. The final game is Werder Bremen up against Heidenheim. Look at that form for Heidenheim. I mean, maybe they can cause a stir in the Conference League at best, but I mean, we all know Chelsea are going to win that anyway. Werder Bremen here, they're having a good season. Heidenheim, not so much. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Bremen, and the tip is Werder Bremen to win at 1.6. So here are my picks for the Bundesliga Week 17. As I said, I'm super excited to just see the goals fly in this week. I'm so confident that we're going to see a lot of goals. I'm saying all teams but Kiel score, and even they could score. I think it's going to be goals, goals, goals. With that being said, if you did enjoy this video, please do drop a like, subscribe so you don't miss any more. Premier League predictions will be out tomorrow. That is going to do it from me, and I'll see you in the next video very soon.